So, I mean, releasing new music, it's a funny question because it's actually one of the major changes to what I've been doing as an artist. Um, I really, 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 really love and have always loved stuff like Beatport. I am a big fan of having things in my hand physically. Also, I'm a big fan of going to a shop and buying a record and returning home with the record and opening, the jewel case and looking at it. And I mean, I still get that feeling when I buy a new game. But at the same time, music has become such a thing of convenience that we're always connected. All of us are always on. We have our phones on us. We're just the the current state of things is so surreal if you would put it in the scope of just 10 years ago. Uh, we're walking with a broadband connection of several hundred megabits to the internet at all times, 24/7. And we have all the content and all the art and all the just everything we want always. And music is a big part of that. So I feel that as much as I love CDs, for instance, as much as I love vinyl, I mean, they belong to a time. And music purchases, as much as I love them and as much as I wish they would never go away and we would all still be putting records in our CD players, things evolve and things change. And, it started with, YouTube, people just listening to music on YouTube. I'm sure we've all done this at a party or amongst friends. We wanted to hear a new record, and it's not like we're going to go to some store on the corner and buy the record. We just go to YouTube, type it in, and enter, and there it is. Um, I actually like the streaming services. I'm a big fan of, Spotify, for instance. They launched in Scandinavia as their first territory, so Denmark was one of the first places to actually try it out. And I remember going to a friend's place back when Spotify launched, and he was just playing all this amazing music. And I was like, "Wow, you have a lot of music, man!" And he was like, "No, I'm playing it from this new streaming service, and you can hear everything you want to hear. And then there are some commercials now and then." I was like, "Wow, that's really cool." And I feel the same way about it still. And I feel that the streaming services get a lot of unnecessary hate for what they do because, I mean, when you think about it, most of them are trying to take a market where people are pirating music anyways, and they're trying to put money back in the hands of the artist. And I do think that a lot of things could still be reformed. But with that said, that's a politics issue. That's not so much a service issue. It's a business, and businesses operate within the framework that they sort of have from government or whatever they have. Um, so I mean, I'm a big fan of streaming services, and just going back to sort of the core of the question, the focus of what I'm doing right now, and what many of my friends and artists in the industry, at least sort of what I'm feeling is happening, is that people care less and less and less and less about sales numbers, because sales numbers, for instance, are easily rigged. You go online and you see someone who is like a brand new artist with zero following reach number one on the sales list, and it's because you probably had, a certain amount of people buy up the record a certain amount of times. Whereas, streams don't lie the same way. Streams represent a real interest in the record, and that's the real force of, streaming, and that's their biggest card. When you as a record label, go and promote a record, streams always show sort of like a truthful image of, of how the record is doing, So yeah, I mean, started with YouTube, and right now it's Spotify and Apple Music and Tidal and all the other ones. And I'm sure it's only going to keep evolving. And one day, even though it's unfathomable, one day we're going to look back at streaming and be like, whoa, that was old school. We probably have some new way of digesting music, but it's just important to never be against, technological advancements. I mean, they happen for a reason.